Hey everybody, it's Jim from Jim's WHOLLLIEST of Coleus. What a difference a few days in the greenhouse makes. And I've mentioned it many a times. And this is the same, it's every year. And every year I'm amazed at how just a few days inside the greenhouse, the conditions are just perfect for plants, coleus especially. Hot and humid, they just explode. There's those little hanging chain link pots, and if you can remember the other video, I believe, I think it was this one here was hanging down, and now it's back alive. Look at the color coming in just a few days. Now I brought all of my, I still have 2 trays of younger coleus. That'll be like for June in my small indoor greenhouse, but I brought out everything I have that's in regular nursery pots, as well as the other decorative pots that I make up. And you can see we got a nice variety going here. And what I'll do in the next few days is I have all these hanging baskets down here. I mentioned in my previous video. I already made up a few. I have 3 here, but I have a bunch of hanging racks here. But it gets a little crowded in here. It makes it hard to really move around. What I do is I just take out trays at a time outside. Next couple of days I have time, I take them out, and what I want to start doing is hardening them. Just for a few hours, put them outside, a little wind, get them used to being outdoors just for a few hours. Nothing harsh, you know. I'm not doing a storm or anything like that, but a fair weather day where it might be a little cool, nothing like 40s, but you know, just get them used to being outdoors and the outdoor elements, and that hardens them. So I'll do that for a week or so, a couple of hours every day, and just get them used to the outdoor, the sun, the wind, and that's what hardens your coleus. When they're at a point like this, that's fine. These here, these are younger, that you do not harden. When they're that size, they're still growing. Those are for another, and in another week or two, those will be at this level probably, because you know, even though they were in my at my bay window in the front, they were getting nice light, but there's nothing like once you get them into this greenhouse here. Now earlier I mentioned we didn't have much humidity. I think we're at 30%. We're up to around 55, 60. I put a pail of water in here. I got my disc furnace, because it's around 60 degrees outside. It's starting to rain now, which actually helps the humidity, obviously. So I got some more pots down the bottom. A little cramped here, sorry. I'm gonna post a video next week when I have a good day where I can put them all out on the table, and then we'll see, get a better idea of what they are. Here's some younger ones. I put those on the lower shelves because I really don't, they're still a little young to get the sun, even with the shade cloth above. They're still a little young to get the heavy, you know, the more of the direct sun, even with the shade cloth. So I'll put some, you know, and I still rotate them, so I still have to move. It's a lot of work, you know. It's just rotating them, and that's how I just survey each pot. Which, you know, sometimes I miss watering one, may not get as much water. So, but they all do really well here once they get in the greenhouse and get that beautiful color. Here's that one from the earlier video that I was saying. And yeah, you can see is quite a difference. If you look at that other video, it's getting there. It's really starting to come about. And again, I mentioned, see, these are the, that's a jitters. You know, they just want to keep growing tall, but you see all that new growth coming in. So what you want to do is, as much as it's tough to do, you want to cut those tops. There's 4, that new growth up top here. You want to cut that, trim that down. That'll keep it short and filled up, because jitters are great for hanging baskets. And I already did that with this one here. I trimmed the top because I want to get that full, because it's a hanging basket, but not too much with the hanging baskets. You don't mind, you know, because the jitters kind of will overflow a little bit, but you know, they do tend to get a little leggy. So I, you know, but in these pots like this here, and each plant is different, so you really just got to gauge each one. You can see some of them get a little leggier than others, so others a little shorter. There's like a finger paint, kaleidoscope variety. And you can see they'll move around. There's a little fella again. Some overwintered. That's starting to come back. Get that dark color. And eventually I'll do, once I have time, is I'll get rid of some of these old ratty leaves here. They're just older leaves. They're, you know, they're just from the wintering. And here's some new growth. It's vibrant color. And this is going to be a spectacular plant. I'm going to put this in a larger planter, and it's going to be a huge, huge plant like this one here. I'll either put it in that next to it, and that'll, I'll just trim that down, and it'll be a nice full plant. So again, these are all my nursery pots. And I'll have these for from fairs that I have, but I also, now that I know what I have here, I design my other pots. So I'll take a number of them. I'll put maybe 2 Kong in the blue or yellow. You know, that would look really nice in the yellow. So I'll put maybe that one in the middle of the yellow. So, and that's what I do. And with the hanging baskets, I really love the hanging baskets. People really like them. Coleus are really good. That's why I grow a lot of the jitters, because they, again, I mentioned before, they do really well in the hanging baskets. Really nice splash of that pink, hot pink against the white and the green, and they look great when they get older and larger. You get these jumbo Kongs. And that's a little different variation. There's one, and this is another one of my favorites here. It's got that red and the black. So I don't know which one I like better. These look really nice in the pots. So beautiful plants. Again, there's another. Look at that bright, and it's, again, you don't even see the pot. You just see, and again, you just, same thing with all of these. Anything you pot, all these coleus, it's hard to do, but you have to trim the top leaves. I mean, you're going to be cutting really nice, beautiful leaves. But you remember, I mean, I'm in New Jersey. You're going to have your coleus for months and months on end. So by trimming your leaves, you're going to get that undergrowth in. You're going to get a nice full plant. So when you trim those leaves, you're not taking away the beauty of the plant, because you're going to have all that undergrowth in there. So remember that. As hard as it is to cut, it's a necessary evil, as I always say. So because they want to grow real tall, and in this little pot here, it's not going to work. Eventually you'll have to move it into a larger pot if you want. So there's some neat color. They're all a little different. This is a lighter pink. You can hear that rain coming down now. I just gave them all a little shot of water. Again, I have the bucket of water in here that'll increase the humidity in here. I got these big sprayers because it's just a lot of work to make sure each and every one of these. And here's some rootings that I have, and they're starting to respond well. Starting to get some growth in there. Now I can trim that down, but I just wanted to, so I remember what kind of plant it is. So, a couple of other ones that I made up. That's a Lord Voldemort, that's for myself. And I'm starting to get some growth coming in. And then I'll start trimming that very top once it starts. Once I see new growth coming in along here, then I'm gonna trim that very top up. And that'll get that bottom in. Because right now a lot of nutrition is going up top. So I really have to trim the tops more to get that nutrition, to get the boost, to give it an incentive for the new shoots to come out here. So, and I grow some peppers for myself. I love bell peppers, so I just grow. I grow like 10 or 12, plants for myself. There's another little pot, little plastic dollar store pot. Yeah, and this will fill up real nice. You won't even see anything but plant. You'll see just coleus. So I got a little 70. I'm gonna shut the door here. Shut up. I'm gonna shut the door. Turn that heater back on. Even though it's 60, 62, 63 here, I want to get it nice and toasty in here. I want to get it like 85 with the humidity, because that's when they really respond. Because these are remember these are tropical plants, so we want to get we want to mimic as close to the tropical conditions. But it's amazing how just a week or so. Again, there's another example how you have all that undergrowth coming in. You see it's kind of leaning over. This is a perfect candidate for a hanging basket. So I'm going to keep that one. I'm not really going to trim it right away, but I'm going to absolutely put that into a hanging basket because that's a perfect candidate for a hanging basket. So I'll put maybe one of those, and maybe that one there, or something, And I got all these other little fellas here who yet to show their true colors yet. A few of them. So I have some marigolds growing, a whole bunch of marigolds from my yard. And there's a couple of rootings I don't want to give up on. And that'll come back. There's another one. So, and again, there's those perfect, nice little gift for the windowsill. Still have the plastics, so. So they got they're well hydrated, not too much. They have drainage, hydrated, humidity, perfect heat conditions in here. So I'm going to turn this heater back on, and we'll keep the seeing it's not sunny out. I have the shade cloth here. I'll show you. Fold it up. So we'll get maximum light in here today because it's not really sunny. If it gets too intense, I'll do a video on later on how I handle the sun when it gets really intense here. So, but today, it's gonna be lots of benefit for these. Yeah. So I hope everybody's having a good. I hope everyone had a good Easter. I hope you're all having good luck with your coleus plants. There shouldn't be any reason why. You just follow along. What you try to do is, take whatever you can from my videos. And don't worry if maybe, 1 year you don't do as well. Just keep at it. It takes a little while. But it's not that difficult. So, all right, everybody. Have a great Monday, and we look forward to our next video. Take care. Thanks for following along. Jim's WHOLLLIEST of Coleus.